Chill vibes tonight, laid back life. Laid back. No stress, no fight. No stress, no fight. Throwing parts together. Throwing parts. Crafting all night. Get ready to build. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Chill vibes tonight. Chill vibes tonight. Laid back life. No stress, no fight. No stress, no fight. Throwing parts together. Crafting all night. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right.
Well, good Monday morning to y'all. It's me, Kevin C. here yet again at Action Pants Gaming with another Monday stream. And today, we're going to do some Satisfactory to begin, but you never know what happens. Hopefully I won't lose power. On this February the 23rd of 2026, and I've got about 3 minutes after the 10 a.m. hour. I know some of you are still sitting in the past, and some of you are somehow out there in the future, but whatever present you happen to be in as you're watching this, I hope it's going good for you. All right, let's get moving here. I'm gonna try and get comfortable. My back has been killing me the past couple days. Getting old. And I got blizzardy conditions where I live, so hopefully I don't lose power. That would suck. I would not be a happy person if that happened. That puts me right over that. All right. New. All right, what do we have to do today? We need to... we need to suck it up. Realize we got a bunch of freaking work we got to do. I'm not really looking forward to it, I'll be honest. Not perfect, but... better. Fabled Pilgrim. I'm hanging in there, my friend. Just, you know, getting old and that sort of thing. Never, never underestimate the abuse you put yourself through as a younger lad or person, rather. For me, it would be a younger lad. All right, that works. Sort of. If we change the flooring, it'll be fine. That's a little better. A little tighter to the spot there. Yeah, I'm digging that. I'm all right with that. Such a weird circle, though, that these make in comparison to, like, No Man's Sky. You know, that's a whole different... Okay, we need to either... We don't need to do it here, just because I have this here. I can move something somewhere else. You might be wasted material. Because if I can... Why do we have to do it out here? We don't, right? Right? So we've got the last thing to make here, but we need sulfuric acid. So I either need, and we need, yeah, you know, finishing projects, things like that. I knew I had a feeling something weird was going to happen. And a strange feeling. And this doesn't need to be here like so. We can actually remove all that. Oh, shoot. Cool. Don't even. Oh. I forgot. Why am I still irradiated? Until it gets out of that inventory. Okay. That's what I thought, but... I get it. We can put some uranium up there, which is good, which means that we... blah, blah, blah. Are you going to have any in you? Please tell me no. We can leave you there. Alright, so now... You're going to be in the way, critter. What? No. Fine. I thought when I deleted, I got my parts back. Well, that's flibberba. Yeah, and it's going to irritate because if we can no longer glitch build in the game, that is kind of a big deal. We've been able to do it forever, and if it cuts back on creative freedom, that's a problem. So we'll see what happens. Shite. What was I gonna do? I mean, that's what I love about No Man's Sky is the creative freedom and being able to build whatever you want. You know, this is a separate game from Light No Fire. I understand testing some things, but we'd also like some things to be a surprise. You know, test it in that game where it's going to be, not in this game, where we're already, you know, for so long been doing these things. That's just my opinion. Wait a minute. I need encased, right? Or fused. Alright. We got it. Wait a minute. Alright, we got metal plates rolling in. Those are just rolling around. We could probably stop feeding you for now. At least for a moment. Let that run through. Because now you're waiting on concrete. Okie dokie. But we do need those frames, which are over here. That should be enough. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we saw the animation. Whether or not that stays anyway, too, though, you know what I mean? That might not even in the trailer. What am I looking for? Mining machines. How many do I need? Alright. But I also don't want to be bringing irradiated stuff into my other area. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to deal with that. So, get out of there. Move. And as little time as we have to. Come on. Lock on there. Okay. We need nitrogen. Where do we have nitrogen? We're going to be running into a problem. Is that my nitrogen? That might be. It's not too far away. It's showing me like right here, which isn't the case. And I should probably go back and draw a line out here. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. That could have been fatal. We need some nitrogen. Oh, did we get lucky? We also need sulfur, though. So, let's not get too crazy ahead of ourselves. Actually, is this nitrogen? That's the question. It is water. Damn it. But still. Alright, we need nitrogen. Where are you? And now it's dark. Damn it. Um, not the same as No Man's Sky. It does have its thing though. Like, and I haven't really been building. I'm trying to complete uh, certain aspects of the game, and then I'll concentrate on building. There are a lot of things in this that I would love if No Man's Sky had, you know, like the blueprint maker, the nudge. All right, we need nitrogen. Where the hell is some nitrogen? What are you? Are you so, how do I know what is what? I think that's sulfur. Because we do need sulfur. So sulfur and water. So we could draw that up. That creates that sulfuric acid, which we can then cart on over to here. That'd be a pipe run. Oof. But I don't see sulfur anywhere else. I mean, we could, and then we have concrete here, which we could. That's a lot of dragging stuff over. Back to that question, Fabled. It has a lot of potential. Some of the things I've seen are really, really cool. But it's definitely, more logistic. There is some art that can be done. But, flipping things around and being able to do things on that level without a mod, it isn't going to really happen. So, all right, where are you? Let's make sure you're what we need. You're there, so... Nice. But, yeah, I mean, it does have its own creative vibe. Yeah, this isn't going to work, is it? Oh, hey. uh, I know that feeling. How do I put it? Learning curve is not bad. It helped that I had Katrine, but there are definitely plenty of videos. Oh. There's no rush to do anything, so, if you take it at your own pace, it's pretty cool. Building is relatively intuitive. and a few things, obviously, like any game. But there's about to be an update, and who knows what'll happen then. Going in completely the wrong direction. All right, I need to get this closer to... Or I need to just do it somewhere else. Where do we have another... We need to make it easier on ourselves, not harder. And I do have that nitrogen source out here. And we do have a sulfur source, I believe, right here. Aha! Boom, boom. Now we just need a iridium one, which I'm not seeing. There's got to be one around there. I have everything I need for that there. What is this? That might be it. Alright, let's... Let's explore that area. Well... It's the sulfur I need, right? Well, the nitrogen, and I don't know if there's no nitrogen out here. Actually, you know what? Let's try to... That's not bad. Okay. Let's see where this gets us. 1,000. We're going to go to this one. 2,000. $600. What up, buddy? All right, 400. We're going to have to get some lines up that way. All right, let's mark it again. The legendary legend areas. Welcome, welcome. And I have a feeling this is the one I've already tapped the well. I'm almost positive, actually. If that is the case, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. It is. I thought so. But look at you. So if that's the case, I could... I need a closer... All right. But I do know that this is now all out in that direction, which is good to know. And I do, don't I? We do. We do. There's a... right here. Although this could just be bits. I don't remember if there was an actual... mine here or not. There is not. Okay. All right. So this is the hard part, though, Fable, is especially with this particular item because it is irradiated and, you know, the more you hang around it, the more likely you're going to perish in that spot. So we need to get some nitrogen and or we need to find a closer, because I could take one of these, I bet. What are you? Copper, okay. There is some logistics involved. So if I were to maybe take you out of the mix. All right, you're currently showing me what? 21. If I remove you, you're still 21. Which then goes to 54. All right. What if I remove you as well? $54.7. Okay. And we'll take you and we'll point you in that direction. And you as well. We're going to unfortunately get rid of some trees here. Maybe. Alright, so then you can come down through here, which will bring some... Alright, that puts me here, which is where we don't want to be. Where is our... Oh, that's way the hell over here. Ooh. Right, we need to go here. Which is that way. Oh, hello. Okay, here we go. No, 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 no. Totally not going in the right direction, am I? No. What the Farkenheimer? Hello? Why can't I access my... Thank you. There has to be some closer. There has to be. I'm going to go investigate that other area. Let's go run this way. I barely even looked at those islands, too. I do not know what is on there. Let's take a little run around there, see what we got. Yeah, like Fabled, I made these things here, you know. It's interesting to try to integrate actually, you know what? the mechanical with the aesthetic. Probably nothing on here I want to deal with, but let's do it anyway. Yeah, look at that. We got ourselves a sloop. Don't think we're going to see anything else worthwhile, but it's definitely not what we're looking for at the moment, but we might as well get out this way. We're going to have to make a bunch of these too later. Really? Oh, it's a Mercer. Okay, I see it now. I see it now. I was like, you're going to hide that one little bitty resource? Yes, I can actually switch over and see if there's a difference there as well. I mean, aside from, I'm been streaming from my better computer than my older No Man's Sky, and also from the PlayStation back when I was doing it off of that. But I made a couple changes, tried to make things as pleasant as possible for viewing. Did you get your precious photos? This is a tough call. Actually, I should have kept that going. Eh. Because I know I have a nitrogen source over here. I just don't know if I have, and a sulfur source. What I don't have is the uranium source, which is what I need. It might be, to be honest, I don't know. Alright, I guess it doesn't like to climb that anymore. Well, I'm glad it's a better picture than it used to be. Thank you for... Thank you for noticing. That's fine. That's where I want to go anyway. Alright, we know where the nitrogen is over here. We got plenty of water. Now, we need some no good Nick material. No, we don't want that anymore. Alright. We want that. Nowhere. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. 1,000 meters that way. Straight ahead. Yeah, we'll hit this one. We'll try anyway. $760. All right. So it looks like I can bring this down to there. Right on. Oh, you're going to be way up there, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Kitten Swarm, good morning. We're trying to find a way to get some uranium from point A to point B, because we need nitrogen, and I've got a bunch of things working, but it's getting that radioactive material, which I really don't want to deal with. And right now, I'm trying to find that. The cash bin doesn't work anymore either, huh? Wow. They really, made some changes. All for the sake of building your own ship. Perfect. All right. This might actually work. Where it doesn't mess with us too bad. I've got water, I've got this, I've got nitrogen over there. Yeah, yep. And for the builders, you know, that's a lot. You know, for us to have to either rely on mods or revert after years of, you know, building up techniques, putting out tutorials, you know, builds, designs, you know, it's tough. It's a tough thing, you know. We'll see where it goes. I don't know yet. All right, we might take a slightly earlier break time than usual because my coffee is at that gross temperature. But we'll deal with that momentarily. We're sending all of our nitrogen over there. But I think I got one left over. Yeah, I might jump into that in a little bit and take a look and see what we got going on with that. All right, we do have this right here, which is good to know. So we just need to find a pathway to get it from point A to point B. Or we do the smarter thing and bring what? Well, we still got to get it from point A. It's on top of this pillar. So we're kind of stuck. So unless I go right in the middle of, say, this pillar, so I bring this uranium down to there, and then I bring the nitrogen, well, I make the nitrogen and water, which makes the sulfuric acid, right? I think. And then I bring that in, and then I can just cart over the concrete. I think that's what we need. And then I can have that other feed back into itself, I think. And we need to figure out the best. Yeah, because our sulfur's here. We got plenty of water around. Our nitrogen's over there. Actually, this does work over a 2 meter. No, I doubt it. I'll take a breather. We'll come back. We'll do a quick jump in and check. Wait a minute. Why am I doing that? No reason. Oh, is that dependent on... Yep, okay. All right, we're close. We're very close. We're not too far away from everything there that we could grab. Let's see if we have anything here, which I probably don't. We're going to have to go get more of those. We're going to also have to start bringing this down in this direction. Oh, no, I already did. Ha! Sort of. And we're going to have to fix that, though. Because it looks like garbage right now. Yeah, I need to... But it only goes so far, right? Correct. Okay, so we would have to kind of come up. All right, let's head over there, but now we know. This is over here. So basically we need to get it down over past this here. And you're not going anywhere. Got it. I need to get a portal over here. Oh, we don't need that. Base mob might, what's going on? Yeah, well, it's too bad. All right, well, I'm going to take a break in a minute. And then we'll jump over. I'll mess around a little bit. Just I've had a hard time playing since things have gone a little bit differently. Oh, wait a minute. I need to, while I'm here, jeez. Excuse me. I got to figure out how to get that from hand to... All right, what do we need to do now? We got that. We found where we're going to do some of that. Because I'm not making a nuclear power plant, so I'm not worried about that. I just need to finish the MAM. So we need this one thing that requires like 4 items for us to do it. Concrete, sulfuric acid, which, you know, so sulfuric acid alone is to, you know, you're going to very specific. So that's sulfur and water, which I know I have over in this other spot. So then once we make that, we can bring that over. And then we can probably find, you know, bring in some concrete from somewhere, or, you know, there might be a node somewhere nearby. And we can just take that, or we fill up a couple of things just to make what we need. storage units. But the sulfuric acid is kind of where we're at. And then the uranium. So we found the uranium closer to where we have some nitrogen. However, that nitrogen, both nitrogen nodes are being used. So I need to peel one off of this one here in order to get this to work, because if the sulfuric acid, let's see what that requires. Did I lose it? Where'd it go? Fuel. Liquid biofuel. There you are. I need 5 sulfur, 5 water. That's not bad. And then the sulfuric acid, and that produces 50 per minute. Okay, 50 per minute. And that needs 8 out of that. Okay. All right. I think we're... I think. All right, so...
All right. All right.
I got the sulfur, I got the water. This is driving me crazy. We got the uranium, but we need more of another part. Well, Legend, it's really going to depend on how broken it is and how much creativity has been taken. I mean, if the UA doesn't work, then that kind of destroys a whole lot of stuff. The crazy thing is it's worked. It's always worked. We've never had issues with it. We've been doing it for ever. And now all of a sudden and make these changes, it just, it surprises me. Yeah, you're like working overtime, aren't you? Yeah. Ah, shoot. Fix-it trigons. Damn it. Do I have any? I do. Looks like I was making that. Right on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, if they've changed building that much. Sorry, buddy. Right in the middle of my road every single time. I'm probably going to have to rebuild half of this anyway. Or more than likely all of it. Why'd I come up here? Oh, yeah. Oh. Wow. All right. So. Yeah. They really are messing with it, huh? Ah, nice. Okay. Is this what I'm looking for? This can't be. It can't be that straightforward. Maybe it is. All right. Okay, hold on. We might actually have something not too crazy. We might be able to do this. All right, that comes down. Boodly boodly boop. But I'm thinking it should come down that more rounded part, but. So that feeds into there. We got sulfur. Where's our sulfur? Sulfur is right here. No, 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 no. All right, sulfur's here, water's here. That makes our whatever. Then we can take that. Wait a minute, what do we need nitrogen for? We need nitrogen for something. Oh, this is driving me crazy. I'm losing my mind right now. Yeah, base mob. That's kind of what I figured. And I'm like, oh, great. So the build mechanic we've been doing for years now is, because they decided to add shipbuilding, is, you know, out the window, which is kind of a bummer. Water, sulfur, sulfuric acid, sulfuric acid. That's it. That's all I need. Why am I hunting down hydrogen? There was a reason. Didn't we need hydrogen for something? I could have sworn we needed hydrogen for something. All right, my brain's cooked. I'm going to go warm up my coffee. I'm going to go take a look at the crazy storm we got going out there. Blizzard conditions. We probably got, it's tough to measure. I mean, thankfully the car's not, you know, toppled with snow, but the winds are kicking, so we're getting a lot of drifts. But yeah, the weather's been crazy. I even managed to walk to the coffee joint this morning and get my coffee. And I bundled all up. I'm like, I'm doing it, I don't care. My car wasn't about to make it out of the parking lot. And then if I got out, I wasn't getting back in. All right, so I don't need... Is that sulfur and hydrogen? No, it's sulfur and water. The problem with the other one is we didn't have sulfur near us. This is better because we're closer with that. Okay. So we need to make the sulfuric acid. So we'll make that here. Because we've got sulfur. Which we could break off, come over into here. I've learned, as much as you might want to keep some stuff, be prepared to not. Alright, so the geyser gets me some erratic power, I think. Alright, gonna go warm this up. I'll be back momentarily. Hopefully you're still here. If not, thank you so much for stopping in this morning and hanging out for a bit. Do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that YouTube jive on the way out. And if you haven't yet, consider hitting that subscribe. For those of you sticking around, get up, stretch out, peel the peepers away from the screen for a few minutes. We are on our hour and a half time, so we made it. Get a bio break in, get a beverage, get a munchie, wash your hands in there somewhere, and we will be back shortly. All right.
All right.
It's a mellow scene. Lights flicker soft like a faded dream. Laser beams cut through the rain. Easy vibes drifting like a train. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights, lasers in the night. All the pretty shapes, they spin so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow. Raindrops tap, not a soul around. Everything's still and my mind's unwound. Shapes in the mist, colors so bright. Nip, nip haze, feels like midnight. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights, lasers in the night. All the pretty shapes, they spin so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights, lasers in the night. All the pretty shapes, they spin so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow. Clouds roll in, it's a mellow scene. Lights flicker soft like a faded dream. Laser beams cut through the rain. Easy vibes drifting like a train. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights, lasers in the night. All the pretty shapes, they spin so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow. Raindrops tap, not a soul around. Everything's still so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow. Nip, nip in the air, feeling so right. Chasing lights, lasers in the night. All the pretty shapes, they spin so slow. Roll the smoke, let the rhythm flow.
Alrighty, we're back. Kind of, sort of. Gotta get the phones on. Alright, let's quit out of here. Have some blasting music in a second. Oh. All right, let's just check real quick. I don't want to get too frustrated. It's supposed to be fun. Let's see what we got going on here. Wait a minute. Did I see something out there? Oh, yeah. Previously collected. Ugh. We're going to head back into Satisfactory and try to at least get our sulfuric acid going. I I just want to run a couple things and see what happens. This bums me out big time. Light cubes still have the lines in them. That looks decent. Still have that weird collision bubble here, though, on the ramps. See, the ramp has a weird collision. Alright, that's different. Spent hours getting that right. I'm used to running with the other stick in every other game I ever played. You know, the one you move for walk, not your other look one for run. I'd have to maybe turn mods off. Yeah. And again, you know, the light interaction between the boundary seal and this is different, is no longer a thing. It's just, you know, everything I was working on. Everything. What is it? The industrial crane? Actually, it doesn't even look like I have mods on. I could have sworn I added. Which part? What part? So this is just using natural scale. Oh, This is that tower shrunk down with base terminus, and then there's another one in here rotated, so they're merged together, just rotated opposite to each other. And originally, when the boundary seal made a interaction with the signal booster, and you know how it spun around that, and now it no longer does. So, but yeah, this was just created using shrunken down these things. Basically, so it was using this, but shrunken. And apparently I don't have my mods on. Why is that? Oh, I never put him back. Okay. So I'm running modless at the moment, which is actually a good thing. So yeah, I just scaled that industrial crane up, no problem. I don't know. I've only used it once or twice. So I can't, that's, you know, I'm not a fair judge on that. All right. It's been a little bit since I built in this game, so let's try something, shall we? Oh, I can't because I don't have my mods. Damn it. All right, we'll try something else then. What the? Thank you. Well, let's get our parts out that we always use. One. Two. And three. Oh, no problem. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? But since I know I don't have mods on currently, I'm doing a natural scaling. That's as big as it'll allow me to get. And then you got that. So, all right. All right, that still works. Oops. uh... Ooh, timing's way off. Oh no. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wow. Right, it's still caching it. You gotta be shitting me. Pardon my language. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Without this, you can't do anything. Wow. I mean, I know it's been a minute since I played, but... you gotta be The universal adjacency seems to be not really working. I got it with the pyramid, but nothing else. And even that's a little funky. Wow. Like it worked, but now it's not. There we go. All right, that's going. This is BS. Wow. Wow. No more half steps. It's weird because it's... There it is. It's almost like I got to put it there and then do it. So that part has to be pre-existing? No. Weird, and it's doubling. It's doing that thing where I go to move it. Yeah. See, I just tried to move it there and it picked it up. It didn't do anything. Yep. I might be done. If I can't do this and we can't make adjustments, like every tool in my toolbox has been messed with, destroyed. I shouldn't have to run through it a frickin' 1,000 times to get it to work once. Wow. Like it worked, kinda, but not really. I'm noticing it's a lot faster to the snap. Like, see how fast it's going to the snap point? Even the rotation has gotten quicker. Look how... that's not even rotating, or is it? It is. See how fast it is? Boom, boom. Never been like that. Like the animation's like whipping. Okay. But without the UAG, which works, but not with the cubes anymore. And the light panels still look funky. Alright, that still works. But for some reason with the cubes and everything, of course, my tools. Glad I never did a tutorial on that. Very fast. Yeah. Okay. This is... There it is. Okay. Yeah, the timing has changed. It's like super fast. You gotta be bah. Ooh. Don't dig it. That would take forever to do anything. Yeah, you gotta be wicked fast. Now. To the point of annoyance. Wow. Even that's not a guarantee. All right. Yeah, that... All right, that kind of sucks. The timing is way off. All right, wire stuff, that still work? Hmm. Paul Mountney, welcome. Whatever the latest one is. I am not at all pleased with it. I will be 100%. There's stuff that is going on that should not be going on. Yeah, see, and then that won't let me scale it once I have that wire in there. Yeah, this kind of sucks. if I'm to be honest. Definitely shifting of parts. Later, Fable. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good day. Alright, I want to go and double check on the city. And see what is completely messed up there. Yeah, I'll leave it there for now. Yeah, I'm not digging the build mechanic again. It's a little funky. And I'm being nice. And I see this is still a problem. So I took off my mods, right? I had it where these were all firing, finally. I'm going to put the mods back on for that. Ooh, pardon me. So I know every one of the kaleidoscopes I did in the last save are done. None of that animation works. The Dream Machine is done. Another save. Another whole entire save done. All right, at least some of that stayed. Really bums me out, man. Hey. No, it's still swaying. Okay. Yeah, see, but my kaleidoscopes, I mean, I've done, well, all of them. You know, being the guy that created it and all. But what I was working with no longer works because they changed the animation and the interaction between. All right, so see this right here? Oh. This used to. I may not have the exact, but I can show you what it used to do. Perfect. It used to do that. And this is the one next to it, which used to pull in that beautiful color. Sorry. Yeah. And then that led to where are you? Yep, here we go. No mods. I built this the first day we got the boundary seal. Basically. The main panel I did. The rest of this took another day. But because they decided to change the animations out, none of that works anymore. So things like this which is just a section of that, but looking at it at a different way, in a different angle, it just doesn't exist anymore, and it's just sort of a bummer, you know. The other thing they did change was, I'm trying to remember what, but something. This I can do mostly. I can still do most of this, but they changed something that made it weird. So this doesn't quite exist the same way as it did before. So this has changed. And if the universal adjacency is going to be like this, it's going to be a pain to make stuff again like this. This I can still do, but the end was, you know, sort of the whole thought on that when you got to the end of it. Yeah, you know, see how we have that color swirl and things like that. So yeah, bummed out a little, you know. These things that we're done that no longer do what they're supposed to. Yeah, actually, hold on. We can actually go there. Sorry about that. Getting loud again. There you are. I think it's in this save. Or... is it here? I thought it was there. Hold on, let me see. Now because I could have sworn it was in that save. And this kaleidoscope save, this one's done. None of this works anymore. Again, due to one animation change. They changed the base teleporter or base terminus animation and then ruined everything I did. This one's still running, although why that ship is going into there is another story. But this looks different as well because they changed the lighting. So the way the tunnels are now, I mean the corridors, whatever, they don't light the way they used to. This used to have a really neat lighting. All these sections lit up considerably brighter. So when you looked over the top, it had a pattern. And then these were supposed to be like stained glass, but the lighting is so different now, and you got to be right up on them that you don't get to see the color the way it used to be. Now it just looks dark. Before that would light up, and you could see the different colors of the plants and everything. But since that doesn't happen until you're here, when I'm looking at it over here, now for some reason it's darker out here, and none of that, you know, the whole window, it's like everything changed, and not for the better. And then you come in and it gets a little brighter, and then that, it's just, you know, I don't know what is going on. But these were my little grow towers with the little maintenance robot in there doing its job. You know, fussing over the plants. Anyway, let me check this save and see if what I'm talking about is on this one or indeed on the last one. It is on the last one. Okay. Where is that other one? There's one that's got the tunnel. I'm trying to remember now the name where that is. It's not New City R&D. We'll find it. You know, things, updates, uploads, all that stuff. Pictures don't carry over. And oh, all right, here's that crazy one. That flips upside down. Ah, there it is. So new Kaleidoscope R&D and then R&D-P. Somehow they share the same photo. That's why I needed to get out of that one. Yeah, that's the planet where the gravity, well, I don't know if it still does, but where the gravity flips. Ah, here we go. So basically, there are two ways to make these types of tunnels and walls. You can use the small pavers, the thin pavers, or the legacy floors. And it's just getting the placement of the race initiator in the right spot. And then once you do that, you can flip and rotate and layer the floor panels to create your different shapes. Which all started with a bunch of the, cube, raised paver, and pyramid. It's how I got, the beginning of the shape. It's like every time I come up with an idea, they squash it. I have something and then, no. With these animation changes that screw things up, Stuff that have been working fine for, years. Sometimes months, but years, generally speaking. And without that, boundary seal interaction with the the signal booster anymore, the whole, colorful interest, where you get away from the monotone and then get into the color rotation and movement, it no longer works. It was a really great animation and a great way to make things not look so static in your build, and, creating energy cores and things like that. So, even though the universal adjacency is still technically working, it seems to be sort of a pain to deal with. The whole animation I had going on with this is no longer working. I don't know if I have a video of it, but it's not going to do what it used to do. It does drag the... It doesn't do anything with the signal booster anymore. It kind of grabs the race initiator lighting, but it's not grabbing the, that orangey red color anymore for some reason. It stopped working. We used to have all that swirly bits and, have this color mixture because that would mix in with the other colors. And we had this really great, really neat animation, a feature wall or whatever. And that's all I gotta say about that. I'm lying. I can complain more about it. All right, let's check the city, and then we'll go back for a little bit more Satisfactory. Make sure the pipes are still piping away, because they were all over the place. They disconnected and were just floating and disconnected in space. I think they are working again. And another thing, when they changed the arms, that, I had this working on the car, and in weeks they had killed that one. Because people complained they couldn't find the, the collision bubble for the deleting. Oh yeah, and my other sign, see again, it kind of grabs, and I think that's actually that's a base terminus in that, so a little different than what I originally put in there, but it's not bad. Because it used to grab the lighting on this. Yeah, where it was actually working on the hovercraft there. What up, Flurb? Flurb looks good. Actually, the enclosure for Flurb looks better on some levels, but the lighting's different. The mushrooms are no longer, they kind of do if you look at it, if you're close enough. That one's lighting, but and now the lighting on some things, like this is brighter than it ever was. This is darker than it ever was. This is darker, so you don't see the animation as well. These are darker. You don't see it as well. This brightens in a weird way when you walk in, and it should be dark. And then everything's, you know, this, like this. This used to be dark. Oh, I can't get in right now either. So we've got that issue. This used to be dark, so that, you know, it was more like you were in outer space. Although the pipes seem to be holding up. The light fissure light is a little bit duller as well. Well, the pipes are doing okay now. And of course, this doesn't work the way that we built it. Noodle shop sign is not as good. These don't move anymore, the boost pads. This is darker. Oddly still works. The flag is at least doing the motion it's supposed to. This animation has changed a little bit for the bite beat. The lighting is so weird. It's so bright. So different than when we built it. Yeah, see, no longer see this cat. I'd have to remove and rebuild and bring that out further. Alright, this held up. Nice. The terrain is holding pretty well. Well, the city's holding up. For the most part. There's been some changes that I'm not exactly happy with, but alright, the pipe work is back in working order again. I did not want to have to redo all of this. It's exactly the way I want it. And I don't want to mess with it again. Alright, that's good too. Yeah, see, this doesn't light the same either. So you kind of walk by it, but well, for all intent and purpose, everything seems to be working, be it well or not. At least is working. The lighting is, as per usual, funky. As you can see as it turns off and turns on. That should not be. So it's not getting a natural effect. But the majority of it is working the way it, you know. But they came in and like changed color, and now you know I'd have to go through and some of this I can't reach again, and you know there was no need for them to change the color on my parts, and you know this, that, and the other, and it just and when all of these changes happened, they didn't do anything with the build mechanic. It was other aspects of the game that ended up affecting the build mechanic. American Psycho hit it on the nail on the head when I first started building, and you know it's bizarre how that is carried through. All right, I'm done in here for now. As per usual, Hello Games has done stuff that has messed up stuff in the build mechanic, even though they did nothing really except for, well, yeah, added ships. So that's very different, and it is now sort of affecting the rest of the build mechanic, unfortunately. Instead of doing something, you know, where it didn't affect the other one when they added that, unfortunately it did. And now we're, you know, we'll wait for it to see where it goes and see what happens. But currently it is not so great, but okay. Things are weird. The lighting, it's always been the lighting. The lighting is off. It's just weird. Doesn't quite work, you know, when you're in the build. And I really hope they don't start taking away even more creative tools, because the whole point and one of the reasons I love this game is the creativity that is, you know, I was able to do. We have lost some of it, and I'm really bummed about it, because now I'm kind of back to like, you know, it's going to start feeling static again on some levels. The nice thing with those walls and whatnot is it adds a little bit of, you know, motion and color and, you know, stuff. That worked for a long, 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 long time, and now they're like, no, we're going to change the animation on something, and then that'll affect the other thing, and, oh, wait a minute, it's still working? Let us change it again, so now it no longer works. So, yeah. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go back to Satisfactory. Sure, why not? Yeah, whenever I quit out of a game, it gets louder. It's a little bizarre. Excuse me. I swear I needed nitrogen. I'm almost 100% I needed nitrogen for something. It's killing me on that one. Need sulfuric acid. What did I need nitrogen for? All right, let's just make the sulfuric acid. How are we going to do that? Especially because we got a big jelly bean in here walking around. Move it, Jelly Bean. Apparently we can build over them now. Alright, so we got water, we got sulfur. We can do that, and that's going to get us whatever. Then we can bring that, and then mix it with that. It sucks that I can't, like, bump it. Oh, I know what I can do here. Hold on. This might be too thick. We'll try a smaller. Yeah, because it needs to be in deep water. Okay. Really? All right. Wait a minute. Am I in the wrong? Sulfuric acid. Produced in the refinery. Okay. Which then goes to that. Okay, yeah. All right. No. Oh. It should not be there. Right about there. But now it's on the opposite side. You son of a biscuit. I hate you. Because on the spout, which should go this way towards that, because we're going to need to mix that with the, that becomes an issue. You son of a biscuit. Of course you had to be. Why would you do what we want you to do? All right. So the water, which is now on the wrong side. Okay, so let's get rid of that. You don't need to be there now. You can go. Oh, what a pain. I have to jump it. You know what? Why not? Let's see what happens. No. Nay to the nay. We will just go here. Not ideal, but it works. No power. Oh, duh. Alright, let's redo that. Yeah, whatever. Just do something. Alright, why are we not getting sulfur? No, you should be getting sulfur. There we go. Oops. Not what I meant to do. That's one way to do it. You gotta get rolling there, buddy. And that goes into a blender, which would then right, then we gotta get it to a blender, and we gotta get that crud down here, or this crud up there. Oh, and I think we're probably gonna save that for tomorrow. And I still feel like I need nitrogen for something. I don't remember what, though. But we've been going here a little over 3 hours at this point. And I should probably get some food and think about having to shovel at some point today. I really don't want to I looked outside. It's kind of gross. So we would have to bring this along here. This pipe. Burp. Or around. And then up. And then over. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's start getting this proper. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Don't. See, and they come right back to wherever you're like trying to frickin' be. Actually, let's bring this back a little further, actually. Look at this. Can't have that. My Sharona. Alright, not quite. I know, why am I doing it like this? Makes no sense, right? I agree. Out of the way. Ah. I'm out of freaking boom boom. Damn it. Alright, so we're gonna do it this way then. Although I don't know if this will flow properly. We're gonna have to go a little rogue. I'd rather not, though, if I don't have to. Come on, what are we doing here? So that's gonna go to there. That can come up to there. No. And that's also going into the brick there. Or brick. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Where we seem to be coming up short at getting to the top of this, so hold on. Well now. We need some electricity. You know what? Because I would like to finish this. Come on. Thank you. This is where it's going to be interesting. So I either bring it up here and then run it across, or yeah, I'm gonna have to play with this idea because I got to figure out the best strategy. Do I really want to bring that all the way up, or do I want to just get that uranium down to here somehow? Which is more and more how I'm thinking I should do it. But I also want to keep the uranium away from everything else because then we're dealing with that. All right. I think I'm good for today. We'll be back tomorrow as usual. You never know, I might get inspired or, noodle around and get to a point and be like, hey, I'm back tonight. But yeah, I'm not liking this. It's just, nah. Not digging it. Something about it I'm just not liking. I think it's more than we need to deal with, I have a feeling. When we could probably just bring this on a more level surface. And then we need to somehow get... No worries, I'm about to jump ship anyway. Thank you for being here, Legend. Good luck in the meeting. And we just got to somehow get that down to here. So I'll work on that. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for being here. I'll be back again tomorrow morning as usual, unless crazy storms or something happens and we lose power. But yeah, I'm a little bummed about No Man's Sky. It seems to be a little bit crazier than normal in terms of building. But we'll see what happens. We'll wait for some other updates and see what goes on. But until then, this has been me, Kevin C. here at Action Pants Gaming, wishing all of you out there in the No Man's Skyverse and the Satisfactory area, because we did both today, a little bit of love, peace, and Starship machine grease. Get your Action Pants on, get out there, start building some wild and wacky stuff, and we'll see you soon. All right, bye, everybody.
Chill vibes tonight, laid back life. Laid back. No stress, no fight. No stress, no fight. Throwing parts together. Throwing parts. Crafting all night. All night. Get ready to build. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. Gonna make it right. Chill vibes tonight. Chill vibes tonight. Laid back life. No stress, no fight. No stress, no fight. Throwing parts together. Crafting all night. Get ready to build. Let's make it right. Let's make it right.